We are photons working inside of electrical instruments that we call bodies. When we stimulate the electrons in the pineal gland, we have begun to energize our true self. We have begun to energize the pineal gland by concentrating on its location in the brain. And when we begin in earnest to stimulate the electrons in the pineal, we begin to summon the photons from above. And when we summon the photons from above, it's important to realize for your left brain to understand that God is light. God is photon. And we are created in the image and likeness of photon. God is light. God is photon. God is a frequency, electrical energy. We are created in the image and likeness of God, which makes us photon, which makes us electrical energy, experiencing this lowest dimension, physical matter, in a genetic vehicle, a human spacesuit, a flesh suit. But we are essentially electrical energy. Perhaps you ask, how is it that a photon, particle of light or wave of light, depending on who's observing, can have a personality? Well, that happens when a photon nests inside of a body with a working brain. And photon must be able to nest in a body that has a working brain. Photon then can experience, learn, and remember, and take that experience into a new body. And that way life evolves through experience. God is electricity. Everything is electricity. Everything is energy, different rates of oscillation of frequency and vibration. God is electricity. We are electricity. The angels are electricity. And the devil is electricity. And demons are electricity. God is a positive resistance to electricity, to the energy. Satan, Hasatan, the devil, is the negative resistance to the electricity. Ohm's law, O-H-M. That's also a Hindu mantra, Om, O-M, or A-U-M. These are positive resistance to the flow of energy. The negative resistance, which the devil and the demons represent, are things such as anger, hate, all of these destructive energies that we've all experienced in one aspect or another. Jesus, Yeshua, Krishna, Buddha, Quetzalcoatl, and so on and so forth. They are electricity in human electrical circuits. So think of everything in these terms. You will master your current. You will choose whether it's a good current or a bad current that you experience. We do have electrical circuits within the human body which host either the good and productive current, which is God and Yeshua and the angels, or the bad and destructive currents, which are the devils and the demons. The law of electrical resistance. In James chapter 4, verse 7, it says, resist the devil, and he will flee. If the devil is an electrical current, then how do we resist? How do we resist? We submit ourselves to the law of electrical resistance. The law of electrical resistance is Om, which is essentially meditation. When you turn away from the left brain, the ego, narcissistic ego, the tumultuousness of the ego, trying to maintain the ego, trying to keep up with the ego, and you cast your net to the right side as Yeshua instructed, the fishermen, his apostles, cast your net to the right side, which is the right side of the brain, which you do in meditation, and you enter into your God mind. You impact your brain frequencies, your vibrations, activate electrons in the pineal gland, the third eye, make thine eye single. What could possibly have been Yeshua had been talking about on the Sermon of the Mount? If thine eye be single, then thy whole body will be full of light, the positive light. The pineal gland is the light receptor of the body. It's been referred to in ancient times as the single eye or the third eye. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 22, Jesus says, you may know him as Jesus. I refer to him as Yeshua, Krishna, Buddha, Quetzalcoatl. If your eye, Enki, if your eye, even Lucifer, if your eye be single, your body will fill with light. In Genesis chapter 32, verse 30, Jacob says, I have seen God face to face, and I will call the place Peniel. In darkness, the pineal opens and secretes melatonin, which is the light carrier of the body. Our body is made of atoms. Atoms contain electrons. You center on the electrons in the pineal gland. And we understand that we are focusing not on the entire body, the physical body, but on the electrons in the pineal, because the pineal is the light receptor of the body, of your body, your genetic vehicle, your human spacesuit, your meat puppet, your flesh suit, etc., so on and so forth. But it is important, though, dear esteemed viewer, to understand the separation of the wheat from the chaff when all this is said and done. The quality of your consciousness, the frequency at which you exist, will allow you to go through that portal when the time comes. Compassion, love, and kindness, the truthfulness, uprightness, your integrity, your integration of all aspects of yourself. You walk your walk, or you talk your walk, so however it goes, you walk your talk. Everything is in alignment. That is what enlightenment is. You've enlightened the right side of you have parted the Red Sea. You have calmed, stilled the tumultuous waters of the left brain ego, narcissistic ego, with your God mind, with entering into the right through meditation, through balancing of your negative, positive polarities, the electricity of your body. You are in command of your emotions, your energy in motion. All is energy. Love and kindness are energies. They are measurable rates of frequency, vibration. Look at Dr. David Hawkins' emotion or consciousness scale that he has. The truthfulness, uprightness, your integrity, your justice, with which we deal with the world, with those around us, within us. Your emotions, your thoughts. That is the only form of true religious worship. It is also the only means by which man can manifest the power of God within themselves. And it is my conviction that writings such as found within the Scriptures are not primarily historical, but that the story they tell is prophetic of evolutionary events that we are now witnessing, that are now occurring. The wheat being separated from the chaff, the positive from the negative. Those who embrace the God mind, who have positive resistance to the tumultuousness, versus those who have negative resistance through Hasatan, the hatred, all of that goes with the negative without having a proper resistance to the energies that are taking place. But the Scriptures tell the prophetic time of evolutionary events that we are now witnessing. And in the case of the Bible, this talks about a more highly evolved species. This higher evolution of human that masters the electricity, that are masters of their energy, called Israel, or the Jews, which terms they have absolutely nothing to do with religionists, those religionists known by those titles. These biblical names prophetically describe a new species of humanity, Homo luminous, homo novus, metahuman ascendants. And within the biblical instructions, the narrative, we see the Creator instructing those children of the light, those metahuman ascendants, those homo luminous, homo novus, instructing the children of Israel, the Jews, the ones who have the circumcision of the heart. He is not a Jew in name, but one who has gone through the circumcision of the heart, through the gate of the heart. The Creator has instructed these children of Israel, the Jews, not to breed with, but to annihilate and utterly destroy the Gentiles, those lacking this higher spirituality, those individuals without the proper resistance to the energies, those individuals lacking this higher spirituality that are trapped within dimension 3, harmonic universe number 1, of those lower dense emotions, energies of hatred, of separation, consciousness. All of that trapped within the digital matrix, hooked up to the orgasmatron. And not only the Bible talks about this, it's pretty much to be found in all of the ancient myths and traditions from around the globe conform to the same story. Look at what the Hopi elders talk about in the fifth world, the coming of the fifth world and the separation. Fleet Commander Anubis is up there with his frequency scanner, weighing the hearts of each, witnessing what symbol is there in the 25 to 30 centimeter area of the crown chakra, what path you have chosen, what is in your heart. I wish I was wrong about this stuff. I wish, if it's any comfort to you, dear esteemed viewer, I wish I were wrong, but I doubt it very much. I went through this myself 2 years ago, roughly. I was scanned. I was weighed. I don't know. I had my own reset. I don't know. That doesn't make me any better than anybody else. I just have my own quantum justice system in that in my quality of consciousness, where I'm at in life, I'm infinitely grateful versus where I was at roughly over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Infinitely grateful. Whether that just got me reset to kind of get back headed in the right direction, thank God. Thank Fleet Commander Anubis. But dear esteemed viewer, mankind has used religion as a universal means of self-delusion and avoiding this simple truth that God can only be loved and worshipped by us, by man, in the love and kindness he displays towards all other living things, which themselves are the embodiment of God. All is God in the mind of God. All of this creation is within the mind of God. There is a hierarchy of minds. We are in the simulation in the mind of God. And the way that we truly worship, God can only be loved, Source can only be loved, the simulation, the matrix can only be loved and worshipped by us in the love and kindness that we display towards all other aspects of this simulation, which themselves are part of the embodiment, the mind of God, the truth itself, a manifestation of God within us, of Source within us, was once known to us. We had the ears to hear, was once audible to all of mankind. We stopped listening to that voice, to that still small voice that the Lord spoke to Elijah with, that intuition, that intuitive voice. We stopped listening and the message became blurred. We have become deaf. We have fallen asleep to the awareness of it, to the Tao, to the way of love and kindness, the truthfulness, uprightness and justice with which we deal with the world. That is the only form of true religious worship. It is also, I'll say it again, the only means by which man can manifest the power of God within. But most important fact, what drives me, what is my mission, I believe, is manifesting heaven in my own portion of the matrix. Most important is the fact that we primarily should be concerned with the establishing of a kingdom of heaven on earth in your own way, in your own little particular section, grid line. But we must first change from within. And the more that we change from within, the more we manifest heaven. And the mysteries of heaven, how can they be understood when we do not understand the secrets of life on earth? I have spoken to you of earthly things, and you do not believe. How then will you believe if I speak of heavenly things? No one has ever gone into heaven except the one who came from heaven. What comes from heaven? The photon, the light. God is a frequency sending in from Eta Carina, that portion of NGC galaxy, NGC 4555, where the cosmic throne resides, where the light is coming from, changing our DNA, upgrading us, evolving us. Our world is a wonderful and dreadful place. It is filled with danger for the unwary. Be thou as wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Particularly though this world is dangerous for those who insist on passively consuming the garbage and poisons which our society produces in vast amounts. And you eat by choice from the gutter and wonder why you are sick. This is not only so because of the actual possibility, but because you must acknowledge that you have lazily surrendered power over your own life. You have disempowered yourself by looking outside of yourself to external entities. God, as I understand matters, only helps those who try to help themselves. The great division of humanity that is almost upon us is that between the living and the living dead. Each of us must make our own journey. Each of us must master our energy. No man, no person can live intelligently who did not have a fundamental knowledge of nature and her laws. But before man can obey, he must understand. You must understand. We must master our energies and thereby enter into the portal for the promised land, the New Jerusalem. So please, join me on this journey. Hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up as it helps the algorithm to spread the light, to spread the positive resistance, the God Ohm versus the satanic negative resistance of anger, and just simply trying to raise the vibration, folks. That is the mission of the Ohm'S, the New Earth Ashram, for compassion and strength and positive God force resistance. Namaste. Namaskaram.